Hi, I'm Lauren from LSP Actions. I'm so excited to show you how to use our brand new overlay pack because honestly, who doesn't love adding a bit of magic to their edits, especially when it's so easy? These overlays are designed to add that soft, whimsical touch to your images in just literally a few seconds, and they're super editable. The best part is they're really easy to use, whether you prefer to just drag and drop straight from your library or using our complimentary Photoshop actions included to blend and tweak them perfectly with your image. This is just a quick overview video to get started for those of you who want to dive straight in without watching the longer detailed tutorial. If you want to watch the more detailed step-by-step video, be sure to check out the full-length video tutorial where I'm going to walk you through all the features, blending options and any creative tips in much more detail. So let's dive in. So first off, what's inside? If you haven't already, after downloading, you need to unzip the file. You can do this on Windows by right-clicking Extract All. On Mac, you can double-click to get to your archive utility. So inside, you have 60 butterfly overlays. 60. You'll find a mix of butterfly groups and individuals in species and mixed, including beautiful dreamy ones such as the purple Colorado hare and fantasy glass butterflies, as well as more realistic butterflies included. So whether you're going for a dreamy kind of outdoor scene, a creative vibe, or you're just adding kind of a delicate accent to your portrait, these overlays have you covered. Whether you're shooting outdoors or whether you're shooting for studio, you can just add an individual, you can add groups, drag and drop, you can edit and mask these all you want. So what I want to show you super quick first is how to add these to your library. I've got my libraries here, they're situated above my layers panel. You can drag and drop in Photoshop where you want. If you're on an older version of Photoshop or Unlimited such as Elements, you may not be able to use the library, but that's cool because you can literally drag and drop from the folder you've downloaded. I just like to keep things in libraries, and if you do too, here's how. Click on Windows, make sure you can see libraries, create a new library, let's call it LSP Butterflies, and all you need to do is open up your extracted unzipped folder after downloading, select them all and drag and drop them in. And what that's doing, it's just loading them into your library, ready for your image. And you can access these anytime, any place by just going onto your library, drag and drop, and they're in. And you can literally go from there with your editing. It's super, super quick, super easy. Just drag and drop. And the great thing about this is you can kind of try them out. Once you've got the butterflies in, you'll notice the layer in your layers panel. If you've imported from the library, it'll have a little cloud icon. If you've dragged and dropped from your folder, like this, if we're just dragging and dropping from a folder, it will have a smart object icon. You can add a mask in your layers panel for further editing. To do that, you need to make sure you can see your layers panel, so Window, Layers. Mask is the rectangle icon with a circle inside. White means show, black means hide. It's like a lotto scratch card, so I'm going to grab a brush, set to black, nice soft round brush, and just paint away any of these butterflies I don't want to show in my image. Really, really easy. You can also click on the butterfly layer and go Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, to add some blur, so I'm just going to increase that up and hit OK, and you'll notice it makes a blur mask. If you've copied and pasted the butterflies in, you won't have this as a smart object or a cloud object, so I definitely recommend dragging and dropping, or come up to File and choose Place Embedded to locate the butterflies if you want to do it super manually. Once you have your smart filter mask, Control or Command if you're on a Mac and hit I. That inverts it to black, which means hidden. Then you can grab your brush, set to white, and you can add extra blur to any of these butterflies if you wanted to, which gives even more of a foreground mix and a background blend. To take the blur off, you just use a black brush. For a shortcut, I have X on my keyboard, my index finger is on X. You can see here, I can hit X, switch between black and white for super easy blending and painting. So this is how you add the butterflies. You can add several layers and you can build them up in your images as many as you like. You can go for, you know, the same breed, because same species, sorry. For example, we have tortoiseshell, we have orange, we have marsh fritillary, we have polios, we have monarch butterflies, peacocks, Colorado hare. Fantasy glass are beautiful. Obviously, these are not real butterflies. They are fantasy butterflies to add to your fantasy shots that look absolutely beautiful. And you can actually see the image through the glass wings. So all the masking has been done for you. Can you see that? Just zoom in a little bit. Really, really very, very pretty. And last but not least, you have complementary Photoshop actions included. To install the Photoshop actions, simply double click from your download. If you're in Elements, you will use the actions like this. You click on any of the actions with the play icon that I've put there for you, and you hit the play button. In Elements, your play button will be at the top. In full Photoshop, I prefer to go onto button mode. You can see here it looks a bit wonky, so just grab the side, click it into a nice neat column, and locate your butterfly actions. They will by default come in at the bottom of your action panel. To apply a butterfly with layers included, you click Apply Butterfly plus Layers. Choose your butterfly group or your individual butterfly to add in, and you'll see what this does. It sets up some layers for you. Let me just remove these older ones. We have the butterfly. You have a blend paint, so you can click on any of these masks with a white brush and you can come over your butterflies, and this is just going to blend them in more to the tones in your image. It's super clever. So these are some additional editing that's going to put in there for you. You also have a contrast paint if you wanted to kind of make them pop out even more. And you have blur, so you can just come over this, painting it on to your butterflies. And you can adapt the blur if you want to. With your butterfly layer selected in your layers panel, you can then add these additional layers such as brighten up paint, darken down, color change. Color change is super cool. Let me just show you. I'm going to paint perhaps a little bit coming around the edges. I'm using a nice soft white brush. In your layers panel, click on the hue and saturation adjustment layer that's been created for you, and you can just mess around with this to get the perfect kind of colour that you want to paint on to your butterfly. Paint a shadow under. This is really cool if you've got a butterfly sitting on somebody's shoulder. Hit paint a shadow under, and you can, with a white brush selected, paint any kind of shadowing and shading onto your image. So they're the Photoshop actions. For the complete tutorial, you can watch our long tutorial where we cover everything. I say long, it's not that long. But if you're anything like me and you like to dive straight in, this is a tutorial for you. So that's it. Easy, right? The LSP Butterfly Overlays, these are designed to make your editing faster and more fun and more creative, because editing should feel fun, right? Not frustrating. And if you want these more tips or you've got any questions at all, please watch the long tutorial. Now go make some magic. I can't wait to see what you do. Please tag me in the LSP Actions Facebook group so I can see what your vision is and what you create with these butterflies. If you want to really learn how all the tips and tricks, all the kind of pro editing tips that you'd want to know while using these butterfly overlays with lots of image examples, you can watch the full tutorial. I'm Lauren. Thanks for watching.